let's get to tonight's top 5.
Segues.
Top 5 countdown of movies you wish you were on set for. I'm excited for this one. This was a sturdy pick. I like this topic a lot. So I'm going to go around the horn. I'm going to start with you, Paul, and then we're going to go to Chris. Going to go to Sturdy, and I'll go. What is your number 5 movie that you wish you were on set?
Titanic. Not gonna lie, I really wish I was on Titanic.
Oh,
Titanic,
really?
Yeah.
That's
honestly.
an interesting one.
I like James Cameron, and I love that movie. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think that'd be a fun thing, seeing how they build all the sets and everything like that. I think it would be cool.
Although I think like everybody got food poisoning at one point on that, and they thought somebody like poisoned them. I think all the extras and stuff and some of the crew. So you would definitely 1,000% be one of the ones that were poisoned.
That's fine,
because you would be a
lose
crafty.
some weight.
No, I'm not calling you fat. I'm saying I see you at crafty. All right, I gotta get my endorphins up.
You're not wrong.
Chris, what's your number 5, man?
Kind of funny how we were just joking about something similar to this, and we both have things to do with water and boat. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
yeah.
That'd be a fun one.
Yeah,
I didn't even think of Disney movies.
Yeah,
like I can see, like when I think of Paul's with Titanic, I think about the technical side of what you're doing there, and then you get to like something like Pirates of the Caribbean, where it's very technical as well, but it also seems like an intensely fun experience. Not taking anything away from Titanic, all filmmaking is fun, but there's one that's clearly a drama that they're trying to get serious and go with, and James Cameron really reminds me of that. And then you got Gord Verbinski, who's like, "Go ahead, Johnny Depp, swing away."
Like, I just wanted to be on set and just see this all day from Johnny Depp.
None of the inventive stunts or locations or any of that. He just wants to follow Johnny Depp all day.
That'd be hilarious.
And Keira Knightley was
Chris, what do
kind
you
of
got
hot
for
back
us?
then. You know what I mean? Can't lie.
That'd be hilarious. Yo, Chris, what do you got for us? What's about behind the scenes stuff? Oh, I got Johnny Depp doing this about 77 times.
I know, right?
Just like video record him talking to me as fucking Jack Sparrow the whole time. I swear, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to our number 4, which is oh wait, no, we're still on number 5.
You guys didn't go. Yeah, I was like, you two didn't go. What?
You know what it is? I didn't want to involve ourselves like that. Like we've been so involved in the show already. I want you guys to shine a little bit.
That's fine. Perfect.
No, I'm just kidding. Sturdy, what you got for number 5?
The Last Dragon.
No matter what.
That would have been fun.
The Last Dragon, because I mean, first of all, it's mixed with the Asian culture, which I do love and enjoy. I love, and I was telling you this when we did it over on Sturdovish. Well, we watched it at least. Like what Bruce Leroy was wearing. Through that, I love that style of clothing. That's damn near my favorite style. I just can't find it in my size around here. It's hard as hell. I'm like, what the hell?
What size are you? I can find that for you.
I like wearing stuff a little big, so like 2X, but I'll probably start wearing like extra large, between extra large and 2X.
I don't know. It might be more expensive now if it comes from China.
I know.
I'm not adding 245% tariff to get you an outfit.
No, what you do is you do like everybody else is doing. Just find out who the distributor is, the actual manufacturer, and you go directly to them and buy it from them.
We can't. Hong Kong's not
money.
shipping to the U.S.
Oh, they're not shipping, period?
They're not shipping anything to the U.S. now.
Oh.
So you're not even going to get it. I'm going to make it.
Wow, AliExpress is going to be screwed.
I'm going to prove I can work in the sweatshop.
Not my Timu.
Yeah, Timu's done. TikTok shop, all that stuff. Good luck.
All that. Yeah, Last Dragon for sure though. The Last Dragon. Just the scene, everything. I love that movie. So it'd just be fun to just be on there and just kind of see how it goes. And again, with the black and the Asian culture of it, with the with the food and the martial arts and everything with that, and just the story. It would have been fun. It'd have been funny. But yeah. It's my number 5.
My number 5 is Jurassic Park. The movie made me want to become a filmmaker. Like seeing those scenes. Like I would want to see what it was like filming those scenes. Seeing the animatronics at play versus the what they were filming for the visual effects that were way ahead of its time. Like that would just be brilliant. That would be my number 5. Let's go to number 4. Paul, what you got for 4?
4, I blame on you because you introduced me to this movie and I fell in love with it, and it's going to be one of the ones I'd love to be on set with, and that is Rear Window.
Nice. Oh, you would have loved that one. They dug out the bottom floor into the basement to make that set in the soundstage. It's all a soundstage set. The actors lived on that set. That was where they hung out during the day, their trailer, so to speak. So it was definitely an interesting one. I think that's a fantastic choice to work on set. Anything with Hitchcock. He didn't make my list, but for certain reason. But anything Hitchcock would have been interesting to work on, but especially that one.
You're right. And I still thank you for that because I can't believe I had never seen it till 2 years ago now.
Watch Rope too.
I like Rope.
Yeah, Rope and Rear Window I think go together really well. A good. I like
You said
Vertigo.
Rope?
Rope.
I
Yeah,
like Lifeboat. I like better than Rope. Surprisingly,
Lifeboat's a great movie.
I really
Lifeboat's
like Lifeboat.
that would be a good one to be on set for and to see how that, especially too, because he was so good at taking certain spots and really elaborating on them through visual storytelling. Like he was so good with that. So like, and especially Rear Window is a fantastic. But Chris, what do you got? What's your number?
So this one
Number four.
actually, one of my viewers earlier, and I didn't notice the comment, he said, I would love to be a fight coordinator on a film with movies like John Wick or Creed. They're so cool. And that brings me to my number 4, which was John Wick.
Nice.
Again, the style of shooting certain scenes, all one shot, with all of those stunts happening, the gunplay, the coordination for the actual like martial arts and all that. I think I would have forgot I was working and just been mesmerized the whole time watching this thing unfold in front of me.
You should watch Rope too. It's not an action heavy movie, but it is a oneer. He shot it all in one take. Supposedly there are cuts, he had to do, but they're very crafty in the way he portrays them in the movie. It's very cool to watch.
You said Rope too?
Rope, yeah. You watch Rope if you like John Wick style, like the one shot type of film.
Okay.
That was one that I don't know if there was one done before that, but that was a famous one, and I think Hitchcock sort of like, I don't want to say he created it, but like he was the one that kind of with Rope. That was an interesting thing to do. What do you got, Sturdy? What's your number 4?
Black Dynamite.
Nice. That would have been fun.
Just because I'm a fan of Michael Jai White, so damn near like you're saying, any set he was on, it could be some of his B. I mean, his B. What I don't care, but Black Dynamite. Just from rewatching that yesterday, I'm like, this was just ridiculous and hilarious. And for something like that, for like comedy films, I know I'm gonna say this again for another one on my list. Just seeing how hard it is not to laugh at those scenes, like when you're in the actual scene, because that has to be hard as shit. You guys know me, and if there's something, I laugh a lot. I can't help it. So it's like how that has to take acting to another level in a sense with comedy, just because of the fact that you cannot laugh for certain scenes that are hilarious. Like, all jokes aside, like certain scenes that you're not supposed to be laughing. Or if you're the character that's supposed to be a serious character that's supposed to not laugh, that's tough.
It is. Yeah, you got to regroup fast.
Being on the cast, not trying to laugh in the background is tough as shit. Even when I was working with Dave Sheridan switching the script every time we filmed one shot and him changing the jokes, and I had to walk away for 1 or 2 scenes because I was like, I'm gonna fuck up this take because I can't stop. He messed up Dave a couple times, like where Dave would be like, "Fuck, I just fucked up the shot. I'm sorry." Yeah, that was funny.
I will say I'm guilty of laughing during a shot one time where they had to redo a take, and I was like, I felt terrible, but I was as an associate producer, so it wasn't like I was going to get in trouble. But it was, and like you don't really get in trouble. Like if you apologize, you're like, I'm so sorry. That was unprofessional. I shouldn't have done that. So like if as long as you're straight up, like people, but I have like where like it was one of those things like where they delivered the line correctly, like right, just like hit the comedic point perfectly, and I just belly laughed, and you could hear it, and it was just like, and it's like, and they did not hit that line again that way. I was like, that sucks because it was so good. So I ruined the movie, but whatever.
Happens.
I like that though. Black Dynamite's a good one. My number 4 is Citizen Kane.
Okay,
nice.
I would go there with a notepad, and because they did things cinematography wise in that movie, and in many other ways, and cinematography wise, especially though in that movie, that were not that had never been done before, but they set the bar. And it's still a high bar that they set with that. Like you can call the movie whatever it is. I think it's a work of genius. I think it's a spiteful work of genius. I'm not saying it should have been made over anything else, but the reason it was made, the story behind it, what they did in terms of to get shots in that movie to really get the genius of what Orson Welles was trying to do, and the fact that it ruined Orson Welles' career.
Wow.
It's all like that lore of it is interesting. So like to be on that set that would be an interest for sure. All right, let's get to our number 3. What do you got for me?
I went with Metropolis.
Wow, okay, interesting.
Yeah,
not like The Godfather. You go like a Metropolis, huh? How so?
Yeah.
Why, if I'm gonna ask?
Just because I love silent films anyway, and I'm still amazed. Like even with technology now, I couldn't even begin to tell you how I could film.
Oh,
that
the
right
27 Metropolis, not. I think I was thinking of the new one.
No. Oh no, I'm talking about the 1932.
Ooh, it's 27. Yeah,
27. Yeah, sorry. So 27. Yeah. I'm talking about that one.
Nice. Okay, that would be.
That's why you were like Godfather. Okay, now I get where you're at. I was like, wait, what? No, yeah, I'm talking.
I was
about
like, yeah, that's an interesting one, but no, yeah, especially for something like that. Now that would be a cool one.
It was just amazing. It was breathtaking. Yeah,
it was, man. It really.
And I'd like to see it in color too. Like, see what colors they actually had there, since it's in black and white. Like, be like,
You do
that was
find
actually
some
fucking blue.
Like, what's his name? The green showing up on camera better in black and white, and that's the only reason he was green. With Frankenstein and stuff like that was interesting. But Chris, what you got from number 3, man?
I'm a car guy through and through. I love chase scenes. I love the cars being characters in them as well. Gone in 60 Seconds. I love the heist feel with everybody working as a team. I love the hijinks. I like, I know Sturdy hates Mr. Nicolas Cage, but still, there's a lot of notes in that movie that I still laugh at. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Have you seen it, Sturdy? Have you seen Gone in 60 Seconds?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't like it?
I did back in the day because the cars and the women.
All right, fair.
Because why do you hate Cage so much? He was good in that.
I just can't. I don't. There's. All right, I gotta ask this question to you guys: is there an actor that you just cannot stand? Like the look of them, the sound of them, just everything about them. You just cannot. That's what he is for me. He's just like that annoyance. I don't like. I hate him, but like not in real life. You know what I mean when I say I hate him. I don't hate anybody in real life. I hate Nicolas Cage.
God.
He just gets
Nicolas Cage, we're putting out the challenge to you to come on the show and convince Sturdy to like you.
I won't show up, even if it's my own show.
No, I want him to show up with all the rings and just sit here like this and tell him about how unbearable the weight of his fame is.
First of all,
I've seen that movie.
30?
And that movie,
nope.
So I was watching that movie with my wife, and that movie pissed me off the whole time. I'm just sitting there.
You're a maniac. It was great. Here's the deal. If that man writes the scenesnobs@gmail.com and says, I want to be on the show to convince Sturdy, you're coming on this show. I will go to New York City, find you up in Schenectady. I'm just kidding. But I will go to New York City too and just stop by, maybe see a Broadway show, get a slice. And then come up to Schenectady, find you, make you sit next to me as we do this show with Nicolas Cage, tied up, gagged, because you don't get to speak badly of Nicolas Cage. But I'll use like sexy tie-up stuff, so it doesn't feel as like weird,
That's gonna make it feel even more weird.
I'm gonna stare at you the whole time I'm tying you down too. There's no words.
It's not gonna, like, when they see you tied up next to me, they're not gonna think, wow, this white guy tied up this black guy. They're gonna think this lover tied up his other lover.
I don't think so.
You're the best to say that too. I don't know if there's there's actors I definitely stay away from. I don't know if I hate them. You're pretty intense about Nicolas Cage though, but I think that's why you should come on the show and talk.
Nah.
When you
I feel like we would get along as well as Peter and the chicken from Family Guy.
Nah, I think you'd meet him for 5 seconds. He would talk to you about movies and you'd be like, yes. He would talk to you about horror movies until your like ears fell off and you'd be like, no, this guy's great.
I would walk away from him.
You wouldn't even listen to him talk about movies?
No.
About horror?
I'll put it to you like this. If he was at a con, I would avoid him as much as I can. If I was hosting his panel,
how did he hurt you? Oh my God.
Listen,
this is deeply rooted.
Nope, not gonna host this panel. I don't like him.
You know what we need to do? Instead of doing a real
I was just
combat,
gonna do it.
Show us on the doll where he upset you.
Here, listening to him and seeing him.
Sturdy, can we do a real combat just for Sturdy to convince him that an actor's actually amazing? Because he is. Can we try to do that? We
Sturdy
present
would
our
not
cases to
judge
you. No, but let's try. Would you be up? Would you be open for it, Sturdy? Let Mick and I try to convince you Nicolas Cage is worth it.
I mean, you could try, but you'd be wasting your time.
Okay.
I'll
take the challenge. I'll take challenge.
I think that I don't know that I could. He's not.
We'll get it.
Oh man, stupid mic! It just keeps going down. I don't know what's happening. I fixed it earlier and it was working, and now it's just every time I do the show, it jumps right down. All right. Anyway,
let's go. Number 3?
My number 3. No, you did your number 3. I thought.
No, you might do your number. Oh,
what you got?
What's your number? Started it.
My number 3 is The Raid.
Ooh,
I almost put it on the list.
Those fight scenes in that film, the movie, and how they're like going through the build, like going upstairs through the building and all that, and just being able to see that. I just like you were saying, how you'd be like amazed and like locked, like that. I would be locked in for because I'm like, this is just so dope. And my favorite type of action film is more of the martial arts style, more of the hand-to-hand combat, and like the weapons that they use. Guns is boring. Guns and all that other shit is boring when it comes to action films because it's been done. I know it's cheesy. 80s did it the best. As far as explosions, you're not gonna top that, in my opinion. It looks better now. It looks better visually now and all that other stuff, more realistic, but the 80s still just because everything exploded. You could be brushing your teeth and throw your toothbrush out the window and hit a car, boom, explosion. We love that. You're not gonna top stuff like that. I'm not saying it was in an actual movie, but it probably was. Some shit we've never seen.
Oh god.
But yeah, like but no, there's nothing better than like the hand-to-hand combat, just the style of the raid, and it's like such a tight combat. And because in the first time he's just in that building, I'm like, oh, this is so freaking amazing.
That's legit.
That's
a great pick. The filmmaker in me for number 3 had to go with one of my favorite filmmakers, but I went with one of his movies that he only made because he was directly insulted, and that is John Ford with the movie The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
I've never seen
somebody had said, I forget who it was, John Ford is nothing without his sweeping landscapes, because he was always known for these huge sweeping landscapes out in the West. And so he made The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance on sets to show that he could still make one of the best movies ever made, but all on sets. And I would love to see that man direct people in a setting like that, where it's so condensed. Because back in the day, like you watch The Searchers or any of his other ones, it's so broad. You're out in the desert. You're working with a lot of actors. This was really contained. So as a filmmaker, my next few choices are definitely going to be filmmaker centric, like what I'd want to learn. Actually, they all kind of are, but that is definitely something I would want to pick up. Like, because for the same reasons I want to see the cinematography in Citizen Kane, or how one of my favorite movies and a movie that inspired me to make movies is made. This one is more so to see direction at work among some of the greatest actors like Jimmy Stewart, Lee Marvin, John Wayne, like all of them. But yeah, that's my number 3. Let's go on to number 2, finish it out. Or a couple more to finish it out. Oh, what you got for number 2?
Number 2 is going to be the 1959 Ben-Hur.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Good choice. Good choice.
Love to be there and see that, even though unfortunately that gentleman died, but I still think it'd be beautiful to be out there and just see how they shot all that and making that whole set.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Set alone, sure. Oh, so good. Great pick. Chris, what you got for number 2?
Okay, since I'm a car guy, here I go again. I can't not say this one. The Fast and the Furious, the original one, the first one. Not in the 1960s or whatever it was. I know, Paul, you're mad, but hear me out, man. Hear me out.
He left. He's gone. You got rid of him. You tell me.
Damn, that movie came out. That movie came out just as I was getting into cars. It was like a year or two after I started getting into cars, and it changed my life. I went from reading car magazines, and then I literally started buying like textbooks that online from colleges to start reading how to work on cars, and then I ended up going to school for it and everything. So for me to be on set with all of those iconic cars that were done up from that era and the way they used to do it with all the modifications, the sound systems, the women, the shows, like times were different. And to be in LA for that, man, oh man, I would have been one happy mother foe. Let me tell you.
How many DVD players do you think you would have stolen off the back of that truck?
They wouldn't. No, I would have stole all the trucks, not just the DVD players. You know what I mean?
So you were a character in it. You had your own car. You were helping them.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You were the family.
I was part of the family.
Part of the family. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Paul. I know you don't respect me as much, but that's okay.
No, listen, Paul would be there too.
I listen and I don't judge.
If we were Fast and the Furious right now, we were our own little cast of our own Fast and Furious. You guys would be ludicrous.
I'd be the car. I'm going to have all of you ride me.
Who's Baby's boy? What's his name again? What's Baby's boy's name again?
See, you don't know because the movie was trash. That's why.
Tyrese. Dude, in fairness, 25 years ago, I would have known Tyrese's name because he was in every goddamn music video.
Yeah.
He's showing up in every movie. And he was in some good ones. But I only see him in the Fast and the Furious now. So I'm sorry if I can't remember.
And that was the second one. I said the original, the first, okay? I want to take it back to Buster.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't in the first one.
No, I want to take it back to Leon, Letty, fucking Jesse. I want to take it back to that.
Take it back.
I want to watch Brian O'Connell eat his tuna sandwich.
Oh boy!
I want to see him beat the Ferrari.
There's so many great cars. Sturdy, what do you got for me? What's your number 2?
I changed this about 5 times, but Batman Returns.
Nice.
Big one. It's interesting.
It's my favorite Batman. Well, actually 89 and Returns are damn near neck and neck, but it's my favorite Batman movie. I love that freaking movie. And it's just, I mean, it'd be a dope setting. I love the darkness of it. I wish Tim Burton could have had his say for more Batman movies back in that time, but you know, they got to Kids' Toys McDonald's, which I still think was just a bad idea. But you know, because you see the next movies, but Batman Returns was just phenomenal, in my opinion. And just to be on that set, like, oh my god, so iconic. You have freaking Michelle Pfeiffer, you have Danny DeVito, of course, Keaton, and just
one of the greatest Bond villains of all time.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Christopher Walken. Yeah. Christopher Walken, yeah.
Playing another villain. Playing just as much of a maniacal villain, in my opinion.
Kicked her out the damn window. He was like,
so crazy.
Yo, between him and Black Dynamite, get out of here, bitch. Oh my god.
Shot with natural light by Barry Lyndon. I want to watch. Listen, there's a lot of Kubrick on set.
Facts.
But if I'm gonna be on set for a Kubrick, you got mother. I'm not yelling because I'm raising the thing up again. But whatever. If you're gonna give me a movie like a Kubrick movie where I feel like I can learn the most in terms of technical, it's a movie where he films it completely by natural light and candlelight, especially. So I would just love to learn the lighting aspect of this. How did you get it to look this way with candles? You know, stuff like that. Like, this is nuts. So from a filmmaking standpoint, it would definitely Barry Lyndon. Nice. And my number one is gonna be interesting, but let's go around the horn. What you got for me? What's your number one, Paul?
I tried to go with kind of like you said. I'd love to learn everything I could. So I know you guys probably assume you know what the number one is, but it's actually 2001.
Space Odyssey.
I'd love to see, because I mean, the scenes are iconic. I don't know how he did them all. You know, I've watched the interviews stuff, but I just would have loved, like I said, to be a part of the masterpiece it is. To actually see them work it out, or be like we were saying earlier, like, we need to get this shot, this is what we're looking for, how do we do it? Then just seeing it unfold and just being amazed, because the movie's great.
So you loved his work with the moon landing?
Yeah, I love that too.
All right, we're moving on. What's your number one?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Thank God.
I guess that would be a good film set to be on, the moon. No, I'm kidding, of course. But Nightmare on Elm Street. I need to hear why. What do we got?
Freddy is iconic. During that time, they thought it was going to be a flop. They introduced a bunch of different things with the special effects that became such iconic scenes, like the stretchy wall with the latex, the bed scene with Johnny Depp, you know, the aspect of Freddy just himself kind of clowning around, his long arms, and just the lighting and the way they shot that movie. It translates well for what its purpose was. So in order to see that live, as much as he scared the fuck out of me just watching him on a VHS back in the day, but then seeing all that magic happen to actually make the experience go that much further and embed it in my brain as I'm helping make it, I would have passed out. Like,
I love it. All right, I like that. That is a damn near perfect script, in my opinion, for horror. But yeah, that's a great pick. I love that. What's your number one, Sturdy?
Now, you know, I had to throw some horror in here as well, but Friday the 13th, the original Friday the 13th. It's not my favorite in the franchise, but I do feel like it's the most important in the franchise because it's what started everything in the franchise. And I mean, it was an awesome movie, and I got to be on that set, not on the set, but on where they did the, you know what I mean? Got to see the set or whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. But to be on the actual thing when they're actually doing the movie and all that would have been phenomenal. And it's probably one of the main films. I know it's the main franchise that definitely like got me into like really loving horror and kept me in horror, but it may have been one of the ones that kind of started me. I don't know what I've seen first, but that's definitely up there for me. It's really important in my movie watch. You know what I mean? That's like a favorite franchise of all time. Not the best, but again, because a part of my favorite genre, it's kept me a part of this genre, and I can watch them shits all the time.
If I had to choose for number one, I would say 1959's Ben-Hur. Epic scale movie. Cecil B. DeMille. Cecil B. DeMille was the director of Ben-Hur, right? He directed the original. I don't know if he directed the remake. I should double check that. It's been a long time since I've seen. Actually, I should watch it for this. If I'm being honest, I mean, it's Easter weekend. No, William Wyler. That's right. He took over for them, and actually, he created the other character in that. Was it Masala, who was the sort of brother to Ben-Hur in that movie? He was one of the ones that really added the element into the homosexuality relationship between the two that they hint at through their, how they kind of connect, and the love that Masala has for Ben-Hur, and it's much different in return towards him. I love this movie And just to see little things like that, what they can get away with, but the sets, that production design, just like with Rear Window, Ben-Hur can teach me so much about production design and what they did, and just being able to really make the Roman in 1959, really make the Roman Empire pop in such a way that seemed bigger than life, but also keeping within the idea of like the story of Jesus and like how that played against the backdrop. Wonderful movie. I would love to be on set just to see how that would.
Nice.
And those are our top five movies.
I got an honorable mention.
What's your honorable mention?
This one's a funny reason. I swear to you. My brother, Henry, literally just texted me, doesn't know we're doing this show, doesn't know we're talking movies, but I'm going to use this as he would want to be on this set. And he said, I framed Roger Rabbit. It was me, and I'm finally happy to have the weight off my shoulders. So I'm going to throw that one out there. Who framed Roger Rabbit? Henry.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of very cool animated, and like that being animated, such an ambitious project of animation versus live action.
Yeah,
man, that would be really cool to see. And like you would think I would say like Back to the Future or something. And there's a lot of movies I would love to have been on set for. I picked these more from a filmmaking standpoint. What would I walk away from working on? You know, so.
And then I got one that I know Mick deep down would really want to be on. He's just never going to admit it to us. They're never ending
music.
No. All right, I'm moving on. Thank you for watching, because The Neverending Story is a terrible movie. It's boring and nothing happens, and then it ends anyway. So who cares? Not that I didn't want it to.
You're rooting for the nothing to win. That's why.
I'm not rooting for anything to win. I'm rooting for the movie to be over. That's what I'm rooting for, and it does end, but it ends unsatisfactory.
That's why they made a second one, Mick.
I'm surprised the Sound of Music didn't make your list.
Why would I want to be on that shit show of a movie?
Because I like singing. I'd sing along the whole time.
I thought you said it was a good made movie. You just didn't like the movie.
It's a shit show movie. It's just stupid. It's just dumb movie.
I'm arguing with you. Don't let Chris get in your head. Don't give him that power. Don't let him do it.
Well, let me do the mixed movie pick, and then maybe you can have that power for the closeout. I want to say thank you for watching the top 5. You're watching as a clip. Make sure you go back, check out the full episode. We did a ton of stuff tonight, and we had a good time.
Oh, yeah,